Sam's threatening the entire business model. The model that says, you need us, the smart guys with PhDs, to tell you how to train.
Sam, you take steroids, bro.
Last I checked, Sam Sulek has the pro card and Mike does not. Coach Greg, in today's video, the walls come crashing down. Mike Israetel accidentally proves that Sam Sulek was right all along. That science-based lifting is bullshit.
So Sam Sulek went on Chris Williamson's podcast, never mentioned Mike Israetel by name, not once. And Mike made a 25-minute reaction video defending himself.
Leave an insult on the ground and its owner will find it. Mike Israetel, despite the fact that Sam Sulek didn't mention him by name, felt he was being called out. That there is no evidence-based science, that it's built on false promises, that the scientists, Jeff Nippard, Mike Israetel, that they somehow know more than you. Because study X said you need to train this way, and that other people, well, they're wrong because, well, it's not based on science. But as everyone now knows, science has been shown to be flawed. We've seen Jeff Nippard change his science every time he sells a program, and Mike Israetel is clinging onto it by a thread. Jeff Nippard and Mike Israetel have no idea how to combat what's going on right now.
My brother in Christ, nobody called you out. You just showed up like a bald Beetlejuice.
Mike should have contacted Sam Sulek before making this video. And so notice how Jeff and Mike will call out Solomon, but in this situation, oh, it's okay. Why didn't they debate this behind closed doors? I mean, when Solomon attacks his PhD thesis, well, that's wrong. That's in bad faith. And so why doesn't Mike contact Sam right now?
A lot of the idea behind it, and it's kind of its own subculture, is it's very like it's a weird elitism. Like their whole thing is, this is right, you are wrong.
And so the problem is there's a weird or strange elitism where people who are science-based, Mike Israetel, Jeff Nippard, they say that, hey, if you don't do it my way, which is science-based, which is proven based on studies, which are of course bullshit, that you are somehow training suboptimally and that you need to buy my program, the ones that I created and charge money for you to buy, so that you don't leave your gains at the table. That bros, the ways they've been training for years, training harder than last time, pushing yourself in the gym, the way IFBB pros have been training, well, that's wrong. It's flawed. I mean, we literally had Mike Israetel saying that if Ronnie Coleman were to have trained his way, that he would have been bigger and better.
If Ronnie went back to 1992 and re-architected his future training to be more science-based, would he be more jacked? Yeah.
Recently, even Dorian Yates has chimed in. In fact, today, let's see what Dorian Yates says about his friend, Mike Israetel.
I guess I'm Mike's friend. He's not here. So, Dr. Mike, first of all, I hope that you're being like tongue-in-cheek.
He means Mr. Mike. He's saying Dr. Mike. There's two Dr. Mikes. One is an actual doctor. Then there's Mr. Mike, the man with the PhD thesis.
Kind of humorous. Otherwise, I fear either for your eyesight or your mental health. Because obviously your physique's nowhere near Mike Mensa.
And so Dorian's saying, look, Dr. Mike, I'm fearful for your eyesight. Perhaps we could hook him up with Mepsigram. She's an eye surgeon. Perhaps we could correct his vision. And he's also fearful for his mental health if he actually believes these things. Bigger and stronger than Mike Mensa.
PEDs that you're taking, that you estimate will take 10 years off your life. Well, maybe you need to ask yourself whether it's worth it, mate, because a bag of shit that gets bigger is just a bigger bag of shit.
And so if you have a bag of shit and you work on it, it becomes a bigger bag of shit. It's not an improvement. And remember, Mike Israetel isn't just using steroids. He's also getting cosmetic surgeries to improve his appearance. Is Mike not a scientist who states that if you buy his RP strength app and so on, that you're going to get more gains than last time, that it's based on science, that if you're not training with science-based methods, that you're going to get suboptimal results. And so what is it that Mike has been saying? Mike had been preaching that you need to save a couple reps in the tank, that you should be keeping 1 to 3 reps in reserve, that do the least recoverable volume, that you have to avoid training hard for the most part, except for the last week before you take a deload. Mike doesn't know how to approximate failure. If the bar doesn't start slowing down, you're not getting close to failure. And even if it does, most people can keep going harder. We've seen him demonstrate this when Mike, in fact, went to level 4. If you lock in and speak Russian, remember he said these things, and you go to a different level and you can perhaps get 5 more reps. He told Jeff Nippard when they were training together that he perhaps had 10 reps more. Jeff was like, what? No, what are you talking about? That was all out. Mike's like, no, you had 10 more.
They sell certainty instead of knowledge. They act like there's one perfect way to train, and if you're not following their program with their methodology, you're doing it wrong.
And so there is no one perfect way to train. Have I stated this? There are several different ways. If you do more volume, you have to do less intensity. More intensity, less volume. Jeff Nippard has stated, no, at one point it was 54 sets for a body part. Solomon, he called him out. Jeff Nippard since then has been saying 10 to 20 sets. And since then, it's now fewer than 10. He literally posted a video. 50% of the volume for more gains, of which he states that he put on more muscle, lost more body fat while eating in a calorie deficit. He was setting PRs and just in time to release his program, of which you can purchase for 25% off. But only Coach Greg cares about money and views. Is that somehow different than Mike Israetel and Jeff Nippard, the twin towers of the fitness mafia? Those who are preaching elitism. If you don't train like us, which is backed on science, and we have proof, et al. It makes no sense, none at all.
Subsection of hashtag science-based lifters that are doing exactly the thing Sam Sulek and Chris Williamson are talking about here, is trying to hide from difficulty by pretending that science says easier training is better.
I mean, Mike and Jeff both have done this. Leave reps in reserve. Don't train hard. I called Jeff Nippard out for perhaps 5 years. So much so that when I labeled my company Harder Than Last Time, you see the HTLT, Jeff literally thinks I named my company to make fun of the fact that he wasn't training harder than last time when doing his deadlifts because he had a back injury. Jeff thinks I named my company this way to poke fun at him when I've been training like this for years. And so Jeff's methods were, you train easier. The literature says, hey, 1 to 3 reps in reserve. If you push yourself to failure, you're not going to get as many gains. But suddenly, Jeff, now at the age of 34, has made more gains this year than in the last 10. Now, I'm not going to pull a catabolic twig statement and say Jeff is clearly a fake natty. I'm not going to go that far. But how do we know Jeff is not taking Turk Builder Max in secret? I mean, in 2022, he made a video about Turk Builder Max and essentially lied. Misrepresented science. The science was talking about ecdysteroids. The title of this video, Turkesterone Explained. What's all the hype about? 3.6 million views. And so 3.6 million people watch Jeff Nippard falsely say that turkesterone doesn't work by showing studies, cherry picking them, who never even used turkesterone in those studies. They had ecdysteroids, but not Ajuga turkestanica. They did not contain turkesterone and said, based on this, it doesn't work. And you all ate it up because why? Jeff Nippard said so. You know, the 5'4" manlet, the comment deleter, Jeff Nipper, science-based lifter. You know this man. Program switcher, data glitcher, won't take a picture. Do you really trust what Jeff Nippard said 3 years ago about Ajuga turkestanica when he literally hated my guts? Hated me. You know why? Some of you still hate me for it, whatever. But you know that Jeff Nippard carried a grudge, that he hated me. And so do you think he did that video scientifically? Or do you think it was a hit piece, as Mike would put it, in bad faith to try to put my company down?
Sam's other big point was that evidence-based fitness people are condescending. So how does Mike respond? By being condescending for 25 minutes straight.
And so think of it. Is Mike not condescending when he says that if Ronnie Coleman trained more like him, that he would have been better? That he's bigger and stronger than Mike Mentzer? That he's smarter than almost anyone? That he's perhaps the smartest coach in the entire world, his IQ well above 160.
And so my IQ is above 160. We don't know how high because they don't do standardized IQ tests above that.
Does that not sound elitist to you? He puts down Solomon. He's doing this in bad faith. Hey, it was 200 plus mistakes. Hey, it was my first draft. He tries to cover it up. What of this sounds like a proper scientist who simply made a mistake? It's not like Mike came out and said, you know what, that 13-year-old paper is embarrassing to me and I shouldn't have done it and I regret it at this point. Yeah, it sucks. It's embarrassing, but I'm going to do better. No, there was no apology. He just continued to try to put Solomon down.
So in reality, true science-based lifting is damn near the hardest shit you could do. It's unreasonably difficult. Check out the papers if you're interested.
Did you watch my set in the gym where I said, hey, am I training to about 1 rep from failure here? And most people would say, yeah, it's looking pretty hard. And then when I reached failure, did it not look like failure to you? And then what did I proceed to do? 5 more reps. And I said, hey, is that enough? Did 2 more. So there's training to failure and training to failure. And so science-based lifting does not truly involve training to failure. It involves a bunch of soccer players who aren't elite level bodybuilders training under the supervision of a trainer that probably doesn't even know what they're doing. Oh, is that failure? Yeah, okay, mark it down. Was it really failure? Did those 30 people in the study really push themselves for 16 weeks straight in a study? I don't think so.
Mike talks about pretend science versus real science, because apparently Mike gets to decide what counts as real science and what doesn't. That's not elitist at all.
To add to that, Jeff Nippert also says, you know, it's 10 to 20 sets per body part, except for me right now, because I did a study on myself, sample size of 1, and I did half the volume. None of my sets were 10 per week, and I made more gains and got stronger than ever before while in a calorie deficit, setting lifetime PRs. Does that make sense? And so why does Jeff and Mike get to cherry pick what's science and what's not science? And why do they get to decide what you should be doing?
Here's why everyone else is wrong lecture, which is exactly what Sam criticized.
Like in their world, it's, I wish there was a pill.
Sam, you take steroids, bro.
And literally, Mike went over the video that there was, in fact, a pill, rather an injection, that you can build muscle without working out. He said it was the future, but I believe 28% of the people in the study had to drop out. 10% went to hospital. It's very dangerous. If all the muscles of your body are getting bigger, what about an enlarged heart? This is not good. He didn't mention Mike by name, but he did say they talk about getting a pill that gets you jacked without even needing to hit the gym, which is something Mike Israetel has talked about. It's clear that Mike Israetel is obsessed with taking shortcuts and having science fix all of his problems. I mean, obviously, buy my RP Strength app, buy my Macro Factor, buy whatever, but yet what I'm going to do is get surgery and take steroids and SERMs, and terzipatide, and retatrutide. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it is in fact a shortcut. Now, if you're interested in getting Ozempic, terzipatide, and clomiphene, peptides, and so on, you can get these from Algo RX as well as Bloodwork, and it's significantly cheaper than the competition. For example, I would just like you to go look at Merrick Health. You can buy these things from them, but I would like you to compare their prices to Algo RX, which are about half the cost of Merrick Health. And so if you're a multi-millionaire like Mike Israetel or Jeff Nippert, you don't need to get it from Algo RX. But if you're trying to save money, you prefer spending your money buying a new car and so on, I suggest you go to Algo RX and use code Greg for 10% off.
Sam's talking about how evidence-based fitness sells snake oil of an idea. They sell the idea that if you just follow their program exactly, they can guarantee results.
And so the take-home message really is, many people will say that I am selling snake oil. For example, Turk Builder Max, even though I'm perhaps the only one in North America that's actually selling legitimate Ajuga turkistanica that's been proven by third-party testing. The other companies have been outed. Notice I haven't been sued. I've called these people out. I've proven it. And by the way, I still have the proof. I still have the receipts, third-party testing, chain of custody. And so if anyone tries to sue me, I cannot wait to win in court. This is Ajuga turkistanica. I have proof. You can test it whenever you want. And if it doesn't work as well as I say it was or promise that it is, you get your money back and a $20 gift card. And so it's not snake oil. Same applies to Geo2 Max and the Seco bars, of which you can get half price by entering code CICO. The rest, code Greg for 15% off. When Mike and Jeff Nippert call me out for selling snake oil when it clearly is not, and they are promising that their programs are based on science, that if you want to maximize your gains, you have to train in their fashion. Is that not snake oil? I'm saying if you buy my supplements, you're going to maximize your performance. They're saying if you buy their programs, you're going to maximize your performance. And they're trying to prove it based on studies of which are wrong. We've seen it. Jeff Nippard continues to change his science-based programs. Hey, I didn't like the science anymore because I needed to sell you a new program, and so let's revisit it. What? By looking at it the second time, it's going to change? What kind of science is that?
Mike's whole brand is built on being the smart guy, the guy with the PhD. He sells the idea that you need his expertise to make optimal gains.
Does that not prove that what they're saying is BS?
Sam's threatening the entire business model. The model that says you need us, the smart guys with PhDs, to tell you how to train.
And so Mike and Jeff Nippard, you need to buy our programs. Our programs are the best. If you don't train our way, you're not going to optimize your gains. My model is, hey, train harder than last time. How much did that cost you? $0. Literally, that's all you need. You can buy my programs if you want. But what I say is, train harder than last time. And how do we do that? You look at your last workout, and the next workout, you try to train harder. This is what you do. Will you be able to do it every single day? No. You try. And so they try to put that down. And they try to put me down. They try to put my supplements down. Do you have to buy my supplements? Nope. But they're there for those who want it. Do you have to buy Mike Israetel's Genius Shot? No, but you can if you want. You do what you want. You don't what you want. Mike's shtick, his scheme, if you will, as Togi would have put it, is to convince you that his way is better than everyone's based on science, that's the proof et al. Those are the receipts. But what are those receipts based on? Last I checked, Sam Sulek has the pro card and Mike does not. Mike is the one with 200 errors on his PhD. Now, myself, do you have to buy my supplements? Nope, there's several other companies that sell it. Unfortunately, they lie. There lies the difference. This is Ajuga Turkistanica. Turkplex is not. It's a lie. It's a scam. They're doing it on purpose. The first time you made the mistake, it's not your fault. Third-party testing, they got it wrong. But now, when you know it's a lie, it's a lie. I don't have any competition. There is none. There are no others. In comparison, you could get the Blue Lobster, which is an amazing pre-workout, but Derek also has Gorilla Mind. Raw has this or that. I don't know what other people sell pre-workouts with caffeine. There's the Twins Feral supplement. There's all kinds of pre-workouts that work. There isn't all kinds of Turk Builder Max. There isn't. I'm sorry. They're lying. Notice no one's suing me because they know that I am truthful, they know I am honest, and I have the receipts with chain of custody, and if we go to court, I get to prove to the world that I've been right all along. If you'd like to be an HTLT-sponsored athlete and or affiliate, click the link in the description, and if you want to carry supplements in various stores, gyms, and so on, then please click and write us. We want to have our supplements in your stores. We are going viral throughout the world. Many people are starting to sell and carry our supplements, and so we are going to the moon. Not literally, we're just going throughout the world. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost you have them. Please like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to watch one of those two bloops. And of course, the cookbooks, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team. And until next time, I am out.